Hey guys, before we start the show, I wanted to remind you guys that if you are interested in launching your own podcast or if you have a current podcast that you would like to rebrand, this is your chance. Idea to Launch Academy. Go to my show description, use my affiliate code. You don't want to miss this chance. My coach, Carla Ramirez, has another round coming up and the self-paced course is still available. So this is your chance. What are you waiting for? Go to my show description, Idea to Launch Academy. You don't want to miss this. You could be here just like me on a mic telling your story. Go use my affiliate code. Go. Hurry. Welcome to Double Dose of Raw Talk Podcast. I am your host, Miss D. On this weekly show, you will tune in to discussions of different topics about today's society, culture, and adulthood. Of course, there's always juicy conversation with a little bit of love and plenty of sex. And let's not forget the stories of all relationships and the mess with relationships. Join me every week along with my friends and guests to get your dose and keep it raw on everything and anything. And remember, no topic is off limits. So I'm going to hit record on that side and I'm going to hit record over here. And I have to ask, is this your first time doing a podcast?
Podcast, yes. Zoom, I do Zoom virtual meetings for work. So
Okay.
constantly on it. Usually don't have this face on because just working.
You look
And
great.
it's crazy because my makeup came out better today than any day I go out. And I'm like, really? Because I'm staying in? Really?
I mean, you look fabulous. I'll just say.
It never comes out this way. Like, I was like, oh, it's because I'm staying in.
Yeah, that's why it is, right? Just take a bunch of selfies. I mean, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Listen, you look great. I've been asking because lately I've been popping everybody's podcast cherry. So,
Yeah, no, definitely. I listen to them. I've never been on one.
oh my God, well, welcome. All right, so we're going to start.
Okay, podcast virginity gone.
The cherries popped. All right. So, welcome back, everyone, to another week and another episode on Double Dose of Raw Talk Podcast. I am your host, Miss D. And today I have a guest. I think you're like the first person I may have pitched to.
Oh, yeah, it was when COVID first started.
COVID first started, and that's when I launched. And so I'm very transparently, I came across my guests through a very public forum,
Mm-hmm.
a page of footwear, of sportswear. And there was something about that picture. There was something about that. I said,
Oh, so sweet.
damn, she's fierce. I like that. And I liked it. I'm like, it's something like when somebody, when they say when you walk into a room,
Mhm.
like it's just natural, like people just see you.
Yeah.
And it was just something about your pictures. And I said, damn, like I'm a confident ass bitch, but I don't know if I have the balls to
Oh,
do something like that. You know what I mean?
thank you.
And
Thank you so
yeah,
much.
and I knew since like as soon as I'm like, I gotta find this person. Like there's just something about the way those pictures come up.
Yeah.
It was not just like a modeling. It was very natural. It was very organic the way your pictures were. So I have you guys here, somebody who, first of all, flawless outfits, flawless makeup, flawless poses. She will tell you exactly who she is and what she does. But I welcome Miss Sharon to my platform. Yay!
So my name's Sharon. Right now I'm not working in retail, but I was in retail at BB stores on 34th Street for about, I would say, 10 years. And prior to that, I was at Taylor for like 2 years. So I guess fashion just became a way of life for me just because I had to help so many people with their clothing, with their outfits for different events. And especially at BB, it would be like someone's birthday or like they were going to a concert. So every day was part of my life. So, being there, like even some of the clothes you sell, sometimes you sell it so well that you want to buy it for yourself, like I sell it to myself. So it just became just kind of a custom. And then a lot of the friendships that I made were also from work. And so we kind of have like the same ideas when it comes to like fashion and being fashion forward and what we love, and like we just love to dress up, it's just part of our being. So
Yeah.
it's just something that's fun. And then with the Foot Locker thing, it was something really unexpected. Like I don't have like an influencer page or anything like that. But one of my friends, coworkers, well, she used to be her coworker, she reached out to me and she said she needed someone for the Foot Locker lifestyle shoot. And then she needed
Yes.
one like a regular size and one plus size. And of course I was like, oh my God, yeah, I would do it. She's like, it's paid. I was like, it's
Yeah.
a paid? Like I would do it for free, but if you want to give me money, I'll take it. So I did that, and it takes a while for them to come out, and then you can't post it in the
Mhm.
meantime because they have the rights to it. But when it came out, it was just so exciting. It was like so different. It was just like it's Foot Locker, like,
Mhm.
and it's my face. Like it was so exciting. And then a few weeks after that, they put it on their website, and that's when I was like, oh my God, like I'm on the website. And it wasn't for long. It was like for like maybe 2 days, but it's something that has never happened to me. It was amazing to me, especially like as a woman that I'm just like, I don't consider myself like model-esque at all. And I'm plus size and I'm just like, and I'm on this page and just kind of like gives you an idea of like where the world is and how we transition to from like it being that like really skinny girl that can't eat to like we want to embrace everything. And I think there has been such a movement through social media. Of course it has its negative, but there has been more of like everyone having a voice, and so that's
Yeah.
amazing to me. And I really well, the girl's name is Chanel, and she
Mhm.
just does a lot of different things. Like that wasn't her main job either, but I really appreciated her for it, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, so it's funny because I just realized that it was a year ago, more or less, that you
Yeah,
had
it's like a
posted
year.
them. So again, I always laugh at this because like I pitched to you way back when, and like we're recording now, and it just so
Yeah,
happens
because
to
we were supposed to
be.
do it in person, remember? And we're like, oh, we'll do it
Yes.
in person in 2 months in March.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, like 8 months later, here we are, still on the computer.
Yeah, yeah. And it was, again, it was the Foot Locker campaign, and I follow, of course, Foot Locker because I had started a weight loss journey, right?
Mhm.
But I am still a plus size woman, and so when I saw just like certain attire, and I'm like, okay,
How they
this is
doing?
a vibe for me. So, and that's when I came across your pictures, and this is something I definitely want to dive into deeper.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
So I appreciate you giving like the introduction because that this platform is raw talk, and I think it's something that we are so pro body acceptance and pro plus size, but it's still a lot of scrutiny around
Of
it.
course, of course.
And there's so much stigma. So I definitely wanted to dive deep into that. So before we do that,
Okay.
I want to go into a quick icebreaker. I do this with all my guests. And
Let's do it.
so
Let's do it.
it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So I'm going to title the icebreaker, Who Dis? Okay.
Okay.
And so number one is, what is one thing you love to do for yourself?
I don't know. I like to try on clothes. It's really
I
like
love
if I'm having a bad time, I'm like, I'm just gonna try on nice outfits and save them for later. And it'll be like really like maybe like 12 o'clock a.m. and my fiance's used to it. He'll just be like, there she goes again.
it. He's like, oh, okay, you're trying on clothes
Putting
again. Okay.
outfits together, and I'll be like, what can I remake in my closet so I don't have to buy anything? And he'll be like, okay.
I hear that.
And I like
That
to
part.
eat.
Okay, okay, okay. I do that too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard, man.
I hear that. Number two, favorite color.
I don't know. For clothing, black. Overall, I would say blue, but that's just because I guess since I was little, I used to say that, and now I'm just like, do I even have one? Well, maybe like rose does, like my pillow factor.
Oh,
I love
okay.
the colors for
Oh.
like everything. Like I went to the nail salon this week and I gave her my nail polish because I wanted like a rose dusty color.
Mm-hmm.
And then she went to put my sandals on and she was like, it's the same color. And I was just like, oh yeah, I have a problem. I love that color.
Was
Everything in
she?
that color.
Did she give you the side eye?
She did it. She was just like, oh, it's the same exact color. And I'm like, it wasn't on purpose. That's my life. That's my color.
This is so funny
Because she has
because
an accent and
what's
everything.
great?
She's like, same color. And I'm like, yeah, it is.
It's funny because
My
I
purse
totally
too.
love I totally love the color black.
Yeah.
And the most I'll change is like, oh yeah, my favorite color is blue. But mind you, look at my nails. At Miracle, I
Uh,
have this color. It's pink, half pink, rose, white. Like it's
yeah.
red. Forget it. When I throw on the red color, the nail
Oh
color,
yeah.
forget it.
It's the
Uh,
season. It's the season. We're going back to
I
the red.
know.
It's burgundy right now. We're going back to the
Yes.
red by end of November.
I know it's almost time. You
Yeah.
don't know how excited I am. I'm so excited. I already have them all collected on top of my
Yeah.
dressers. So I go and I find the gel to match it, and those go on my
Yeah.
toes.
Because the
That's
red
it.
is the hardest one. Like if you do it yourself, forget about it. It's like a
That's
massacre
it.
every
It's a
time I do it.
disaster.
I can't do
Yeah, it's a disaster. A disaster. All right, number 3. Winter, spring, summer, or fall?
it. Fall.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I just the
Yes.
summer's too hot. Like even especially this summer because we were stuck being outside the whole time, and I thought that was gonna be nice. I'm like, you know what? Like I like the park. I like being outside, but we don't. I guess we don't notice how much time we're inside of AC, so we get to like get some fresh air, cool off, and then go back
Mm-hmm.
outside. And this summer it was just like everywhere you go, just heat to the point where like sometimes I was just like just not in a good mood, like So when fall
Yeah.
started to come, I was so excited. I'm like, got my boots and my jackets, and they're gonna
Yes.
bring them back out, and I could blow out my hair.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
I like
Me, it's the
fall.
boots.
Yeah,
The
spring is
boots.
too rainy. I don't like it, and the cold.
Yeah, the
The
boots.
winter is just too cold. Like no, it's nice, too cold.
She's like, it's nice. That's about
Oh
it.
no.
As far as I go.
Mhm.
Number 4. An updo or a downdo?
It depends really. Like if I'm feeling like I want to be like urban chic and like I have like a t-shirt on, then I can do like a updo with a long braid, or I'll do like the top knot with the hoops. And then if
Yeah.
I'm going somewhere like fancy and it's like a wedding or anything that I need my hair down because that's how I feel like it needs to be, and it needs to be like blown out. So
Mm-hmm.
all of it, I do all of it. Updo, hair down, braids. I don't know,
I see
it has
you.
to go with the outfit, with the ambiance, or everything. I like all of
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So I either do it with the waves and the curls
it.
or just straighten it out.
Yeah.
So for me to pick it up, I always joke about this. I'm like, I pick it up, I get a headache in five
Oh
minutes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It depends. It has to be a good thing, yeah. Because if it's like before that time of the month and I'm getting headaches, then I have been out and been like, this is like this whole braid. I'll take out the whole fake braid, and I do not care. It's coming out.
Wow.
My friends be like, really?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
it's going in the garbage. Like,
Yeah, no, that I'm tender headed only for hairstyles, not for other things,
oh
but
my god,
tender
have you
headed
gotten
only
your
for
hair like in cornrows?
Oh, back in the day.
Oh my god, my
Ooh.
tears would come out. I'd be like, you wanted it so bad. And I did it at one time, tears were coming out,
Yeah.
and I finished it and I was like, this is gonna be it. You better take the pictures, never again.
Yeah. I think I did it like 3 times in my entire teenage life.
Yeah.
And it was when I had longer hair and it was thicker. And when I would take them out, it also looked flawless. But
Mm,
listen,
that hurt.
listen, it hurt.
And I tried to do
It,
the fake box braids, and I was doing them myself. It was so heavy. I slept. I did 8, and I was gonna do the rest of them in the morning. I woke up and I was like, nope, cutting them off. I can't. No, it hurts.
I hear that.
It's like
No,
walking
no.
around with like this like heavy bucket of water in your head the whole day. I can't do that.
Yeah, yeah. I admire people who can do that.
Yeah,
Absolutely, because it takes a lot of strength
yeah,
on that neck,
yeah.
and I
You
just
got
I
that
don't have it.
posture. You got that head game.
I already listen. I have a good head game, but I already have enough
You're like,
issues.
I got enough weight right here.
I do. I can't have it up there
I got
too.
nothing here,
Like,
but I got all the shoulders. So
yeah, that's
that is
exactly it.
like, you can get the shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, number 5. I mean, it doesn't even serve a purpose for me to say it, but I'm gonna say it.
No,
Pumps, booty, sneakers, or boots.
these things, not pumps. Like I can't do anything that's over like 3 inches, and I do not stress myself
Really?
out. If it's like needed, then I'll wear it, and my flats will be in my bag. No matter how small my bag is, I will. I have figured out a way. Let me see how I can say this. I don't have it on me. I have it somewhere over there. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll take like flats, right? It'll be like flip flops or anything that's bendable, and so they'll be like this, and I squeeze them like this and tie them with a headband, and I put them in my bag because I never know where the night is gonna go. Like sometimes I get home at 8 o'clock in the morning, so it's
That
like I need it.
sounds.
But I like boots. I like sneakers. I like everything. Yeah,
I hear you.
versatile.
So I'm short, like under
Okay,
5 feet.
how tall are
So
you?
I'm 4'11".
Oh my god, yeah, little baby. Yeah, little baby. I was like, even with your heels, you're gonna be shorter than me. I say, I understand.
So
Okay, I
my
get it.
off,
I get it.
yeah,
Oh
like my
my
office
god, I
shoes
would never
4.
know over video.
I know four,
Oh,
four,
that's
four
so
and a half inches.
cute.
Yeah, I'm tiny, girl. I'm tiny. I'm a little plumpy
That's
thing, and
so
I'm sure
cute.
so. Yeah, so my heels are high.
Oh,
My
I
heels
gotta
are
be you in
high.
person.
Oh, wait. You're going to be like, oh my God,
Yeah.
Daisy, you're so cute. Look at now.
Oh, well, big personality, so
Always. Yes. Always. Always. All right. Number 6. Was the best trip you ever had?
let's see. Well, when I got engaged, we went to Curacao, and it was just kind of like it's like we were on a honeymoon. Like it was just like a little majestic, and it was the first time I had gone there, and that became like my favorite place to go. And it's not like the place, when you're having a bad day and you're like, go to a happy place. Like I'll just think about like being there. Like the water was just like so blue, and like the people were nice, and we had like got a car and just rode around because it's a small island and it's just like off a strip. And then
Mm-hmm.
all of their beaches were just so beautiful with clear water, and then Williamstown, which is like the main city, just the tiniest little like colorful houses, and it was just, I don't know, it was just so different from everything that I experienced because I've been to like Punta Cana and Cancun and Cabo, and like all of them are nice, but I guess it becomes repetitive after a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Mm-hmm.
that this one, it was like it was different, and you kind of get to experience it on your own versus it
Mm-hmm.
being like a resort and you being somewhere stuck the whole time. Yeah, so Curacao.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that down. I
Yeah,
need to. I've
and
never.
it wasn't
I'm
expensive. It was like pretty affordable in
sweet,
comparison to other things.
sweet, and congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you. Well,
I just
I was
realized
supposed to get
this.
married in August.
I think you mentioned that to
I
me.
know.
It's
It's
alright.
just been crazy. Like I don't
Yeah.
even really like to talk about it because it's just like everything. Like I was supposed to have a bachelorette party in July. I have two dresses here. Neither one are perfect. And then the venue is just like not working with. But I understand too. It's just like everyone's going through it. They probably lost so much money, and so
Mm-hmm.
they're imposing
Yeah.
extra fees for next year. So I'm trying to fight it, and it's just like, it was supposed to be the year I'm getting married, and it was just like you're doing nothing.
Mm.
So it's
Mm.
upsetting, but you know, only
Well, I'll tell you this much. Keep pushing on it. My cousin did get married in August, and she had to fight hard,
yeah.
like in her own way with the way she had to do things. So keep pushing for it. Don't
And
don't don't let
and it's
them.
just like even like some of our family members are a little older. I don't want to put them at risk, and now
Yeah.
they have that whole social distancing thing, like where you're gonna have like everyone separate, and like even when I go out sometimes, like if you get up from your table, like even if you're just at your table, you dance. There's just like no dancing. There's just so many COVID rules. Where like we're not
Mm-hmm.
living the fun life that we used to live in New York. Like New York is completely different right now. Like, and I go out every weekend, and it's just like it's not the same. Like, you're gonna end up in someone's house. Like yesterday, my fiance and I went on a date, and afterwards, like we live right by Suyo, one of the restaurants. So afterwards, we didn't really realize what time it was. So we went over there. We're like, after dinner, we'll have a drink. And then we go over there, and the doors are closed. We're like, why are the doors closed? Oh, it's 10. Like it's
Oh.
crazy. Like you can't even go have like dessert and a drink anywhere after 10. Like, no, we're going home. Like,
Oh my God! I didn't even realize
yeah, yeah, no,
that.
they have to.
Yeah.
Like, I was at this other restaurant called Picantes in Harlem,
Okay.
and we were sitting there, and we were like, oh, like they're letting it rock. It's like 11, and we're still here. Like, we got. They told us like, you want another round? We got another round.
Mm-hmm.
Undercover comes up. They shut everything down, turn the music off. They take the plates and drinks off our table. They're watching everything. I'm going to the bathroom. They're waiting for me to get out, and I'm just like, this is like serious business.
Oh my God. No, definitely. I mean, I go out not as often and frequent as I would like because
Yeah.
my whole world is like upside down with schedules. But I think it hit me the schedule changes when we tried to go to the gym at night the other day and we didn't realize the gym was like closing at 8. And we're like,
Wait, have you gone? Because you have to wear a mask in there. Like I was like
girl,
if we're 6 feet apart, like I can't breathe. Like I'm gonna go there to do cardio. If I'm gonna do any like weights or anything, I'll do it at home and have weights. And I'm like,
right.
I went for like 20 minutes. I got on the elliptical and I was like, oh, I can't do this. Like I just felt that I was gonna break out. Like it was just wet.
Yes,
Mm-mm.
yes. And we felt
Okay.
like we were gonna die. We felt like we were gonna die. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie to you.
Oh,
It's tough.
it's
It's hard. But we're trying. I mean, we're trying to figure out a way to do it to get back in there because it's just at this point it's just part of my life. So
yeah.
I
You
need
don't
it.
want to
I
stop
need it.
that. But there's things to do. There's a lot of things on like motivation online and
Mhm.
free videos you
Mhm.
can do, and like, when you're home you don't have to wear the mask.
I know
It's just
that
not
I
as
do take
motivating as
advantage.
getting up and doing something.
Right. And I do take advantage of it here too. Like when I have the time here, I do it. I do not skip my 100 squats a day. I will tell you that
Yeah.
much.
Oh my God. Maybe I want to
Never.
join you in that.
Oh, you tell
You
me,
do
girl,
it
because I don't.
consecutively or throughout the day?
So if I know it's gonna be a busy day, I'll do it throughout the day. But if not, when I get home, I do it
Yeah. Okay.
100 straight.
I may have to join you in that. I'm sure we
Yes,
go
yes,
next week, the 30th. So I need to be
yeah,
tighter, tighter.
yes, yes. I know that's my whole thing too. I know I needed to stay right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
All
really
right.
getting comfortable. Like, I can really know that nobody. I look good.
I know.
I gotta do that.
Listen, I'm trying to find a husband. So
Okay, okay, yeah, you gotta keep it tight.
I do.
I gotta keep
What
it though,
it?
so I gotta do the same thing.
Well, yeah, but right. Okay, I
I
like
agree.
that. I like that mind frame. I like that. Favorite person to travel with?
Hmm. Let's see. My best friends, they're just so much fun. It's just like when it comes to like drinking and food, it's just like the people that I'm closest with, I feel like no one can drink like us. Like we can just like continue to drink, like not black out, not act stupid. It's like how do we keep drinking this way? And then when we are like with anyone else, it's like, oh, like you're done, or you're not drinking anymore, or why are you acting like that? And they sober you up. But like all of my best friends, they were just like, oh, we're gonna drink forever and we'll be okay.
I love it.
Yeah. Like I don't even get like sometimes it's just like I get like a little sick from it, and so I don't feel crazy. I'll just be like, well, I gotta throw up, but right back to it.
Right. And listen, black coffee, it fixes everything.
Yeah, you know
That's
what?
my
Yeah,
thing.
maybe I should be saying this, but my friend the other day just introduced me to drinking Advil while you're drunk at 3 o'clock in the morning and you don't get a hangover.
Re- Really?
Yeah, so weird, but yeah, we were at her house, because everything's at home now. At 3 o'clock in the morning, she takes this huge like Advil liquid, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "So I won't get a hangover." And I was like, "Oh, I'll take one." And I was like, the next day I called her, I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna do that every time. Like, you really don't get a hangover." And we were drinking from like 6 to like 3 o'clock in the morning, so I was like, "Wow, it works."
Sharon just dropped some gems on here.
Ah,
I'm
no,
just
I
saying
was
it.
like, "Thank you, Mossy." That's her. I was like, "Okay, Mossy, you're doing it." And then I told other people, and they're
Okay.
like, "Oh yeah, like, you didn't know that?" And I'm like, "Oh, everyone knows about this, huh?" But they never told me. They were
Or me.
we were in the club together. They had their Advils
The whole
the
time.
whole time.
The whole time.
Never
I
brought me
don't know.
one.
Nobody told me that. I'm a question my best friends about this shit. And if they knew, we gonna have a
We're gonna have a
conversation.
fight,
Because
right?
yeah, I don't appreciate this shit. Absolutely not. Okay. What is your favorite drink?
Vodka seltzer, like, you mean alcoholic beverage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I don't like sweet things, so like even what I'm drinking right now is like grapefruit juice and vodka.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like all that syrup. Like, if it's like we're somewhere nice and the drinks are pretty, then I'll get one.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, if I'm gonna drink, I'm drinking to not as a dessert or anything. I'm drinking to feel the liquor. So vodka seltzer. Also, almost calorie less. I feel like it's no calories when I drink it, because I'm gonna probably throw up afterwards at the end
So
of the
that
night. And the seltzer is 0 calories, so I'll be fine.
shout out to my best friend Tina, because that's exactly her
It's
mentality.
really, it's like, or like, if I'm drinking vodka seltzer and I'm dancing, then I'm burning off the vodka, and the seltzer is 0 calories. Like, so it's calorie less.
The vodka seltzer is definitely certified by my personal
Yeah.
trainer. He's like,
If
that's all y'all can
you're gonna
have.
do something, that's where you go to.
Yeah. All
But you
right. The
like how it
last,
tastes?
which what happened?
Vodka seltzer, you like how it tastes?
Yeah,
Yeah, like if
yeah.
anything, like put a splash of cranberry, or they have the seltzers that are like triple berry. That's my favorite. And then throw
Mm-hmm.
some fruit in there if you're at home. You just
Mm-hmm. So as long as I have some lime in it, I'm
okay,
good.
all right.
Yeah, that's how I could vibe it with some lime,
Okay.
and it's all good.
Wait, are you a tequila
Um,
girl?
I used to be a tequila girl.
Yeah.
Okay, like back when I did not have fear of not remembering a single
Oh
thing.
yeah, that happens with tequila. That is scary. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, that happened with tequila,
Especially the shots.
and
Yes. You're right.
yes, right. And so there was just after a while, there just became too many instances where
Black
my
number.
my body felt like it remembers something,
Mhm.
but my mind remember
You
absolutely
feel guilty,
nothing.
but you don't even know why.
Yes, like that. It was
Yeah, I
like, damn, I know I did something, but what did I
that
do?
too. Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And you call your friends like, are you still my friend? Am I okay?
right. Like, were you there?
With
Did
you?
you see anything? I don't know, by any
What
chance?
did I do?
And all I get is bitch. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
tell me, what did I
what did
do?
I
What
do?
happened?
I know.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah. To keep it
then I
authentic, you're
switched
right.
over to Hennessy. And I could do Hennessy. I could do my Hennessy with cranberry, preferably like the frozen Hennessy with cranberry. Or sometimes we just have you ever tried Hennessy with sangria? Cause
I've had
that's a
Hennessy sangrias, yes.
yeah.
I don't
So
even like
that's a whole other
Hennessy,
vibe.
but those are good and those are strong.
And a strong,
Run to be
right?
done by 6 o'clock.
Yes, 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 yes. So that's my vibe. It is still my vibe. But with quarantine, I definitely leaned more towards the wine
Yeah, yeah,
drinking.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah. Like, what are you gonna do it?
it is what it
Yeah.
is. You know, I don't have a bartender here mixing up some frozen sangria
But
with
you got
Henny.
time
I
to
mean, if
learn.
I mean, I probably should have learned. I probably could have been certified by now, and I should have done that, but I did not. So there goes that.
Yeah.
The last question: have you ever won a contest?
A contest. No, I usually suck at like anything I do. I feel like my life. No, I have to work for it. Like it's like whatever I do, I have to work for it. I don't ever win anything. Like that's just not who I am. But like the outcome for me working for things is usually really good.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it. But I'm not that person that wins things.
Yeah. So I like to ask that question because I'm totally not either. I do not win contests like that.
Yeah.
And like the only times I've ever won contests have been in like the last 2 year span with work, and I've gotten free sweet tickets for concerts.
Oh.
And that's been like the biggest thing ever in my entire life. I think I once won a book contest when I was like 8. And like my little book got like published in elementary school, because I wrote a book when I was 8. Yeah, but I don't really win like contests like that. So I was like, oh,
I
let
have
me
a
ask
friend
her.
that she wins everything. So she gave me a ring when we first started our friendship. So this is the ring.
Mm.
And it's
Oh,
just like a
sweet.
plain ring, but whenever I'm doing something like this today or like an interview and I feel like I need some good luckiness behind it, I'm just like, oh, let me get her a ring because she got all the good luck. So
Yeah, that is true. I like the way you look at that. I need a friend like that. If any of you bitches listening, I need one of
rub,
y'all. I need one of y'all who wins contests to get me something
rub it on me so that I can wear it.
so that I can start winning contests too.
It's just superstition, but I feel like sometimes it gets you also like in the spirits of like, oh, like I'm going in there with like good luck. So like even for interviews, I usually wear it too.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I tend to usually when I go on interviews on a very terrible, raining, thunderstormy day,
Mhm.
that's the job I get till this day.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah, let's
I
go in.
remember when I went for an interview to Columbia University, girl, I almost swam down the river in
Oh
Washington
my
Heights,
God.
and I ended up getting the job,
That's
which
like,
was great
they say like for weddings, like if it rains, then it's good luck. Like for you, it's like for interviews, it rains.
for interviews. And
You're like, can we reschedule for Friday? It's gonna rain. Thank you.
how about that day? Right in the middle of the day, there's like 90% chance of rain.
It's like, let's do it today.
That's the one. All right. Well, this was dope. I wanted to have my listeners get to know you a little bit more,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Because like I said from the beginning, for me it was just like I just noticed a campaign, I noticed a picture, and I was just like, I like the vibe with it. And the reason why I wanted you to come on the show since the very beginning of the birth of Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast.
Yeah.
It is for the segment of As Raw as It Gets, and this is the segment where we discuss news, controversies, culture shit, social media, sex, love, relationships, and relationships. And I'm gonna title this "You Exude Confidence," and I'm gonna give a little background on this statement.
Oh,
Okay. I had an ex. Well, I have an ex. He's still an ex. And one time, like during a conversation when we had first started, really seeing each other, he said something to me about you just exude confidence, and I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And I was like, "Okay, I guess I do."
thank you.
I'm sure I thinks right, and I guess like he was just trying to like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was gonna get it regardless. He didn't need to do all of that.
No, but you probably really meant it because you do.
Right. So he probably meant it, right? Now that I realize, he gave me all these compliments just about like how he sees me, right?
Mhm.
And I always try to pinpoint what does that statement mean when you actually exude it. And if I'm going to be very honest, and it's so crazy because again, like we're recording how many months into this podcast, and I knew the reason why I wanted you on the show. And lately it's actually something that I've been told by listeners who see me on social media, who I engage with on my IG lives, and they're like, Daisy, you're so confident. Daisy, you're so confident, right? And it's like, you know what? Like, how do you see that? And I really tried to put myself to think about it, right? And so now that we're recording, I'm starting to realize that's exactly what I saw with Sharon when I
Aw.
saw her pictures. Like, you have those campaigns where you see models and you have like your plus size models who are known. You have Ashley Graham. You have so many out there, right? Who are modeling is their living. This
Yeah.
is what they do. And there's a shitload of poses and your chin up and your shoulder down and all this other shit that I'm like, my neck is gonna hurt. I need to like put like that little dragon ointment after a while. But I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm like, Jesus Christ, which way do
Yeah,
you want my
they have to
chin?
do it for a long time too, and sometimes in difficult
Right.
positions. Yeah.
Right. And so for me, it was just like, I saw something very natural with you. And so you gave a little bit of information with the Foot Locker campaign for women. And yes, you were chosen, for the look for plus size women. And so for me, it was just, for one, amazing to see that it was in athletic wear, it was in
Yeah,
sportswear, it
that's
was,
easy.
yes, like
Yeah,
it's like,
you're
oh,
comfortable
a
the whole
sport.
time.
Yes, oh, a sports bra for my boobs. Okay, great. Like
Yeah.
yeah, like it was amazing to see that. It was amazing to see just how the whole campaign, it wasn't just, it was one of each. It was one of you of each, and it just looks so beautiful,
Yeah.
and it looked so real. It looked like real
But
people. It looked like
that's what
real.
I think it was called what is like freestyle, or it's called something lifestyle. So that's what they
Mhm.
want to do. They want to capture. Now I think they've gone another way, but they wanted to capture just like regular urban living. So
Mhm.
it's like the whole thing. Even the person that took the photography, like they had to make it as like regular as possible. Like of course she edited it,
Mhm.
she did an amazing job at it, but it had to be like lifestyle. So it was just people in their everyday lives and they're wearing the outfit. So
Where was that like a moment, like, so was that like your first time doing something like that?
yeah, like I do it for my page and I take pictures and I love to take it, but I've never done anything like that. It was the first and only time.
Okay. Oh, and she said, and
And
only
only.
time. I mean, thus far, or like because you made that decision?
I don't know. That just came across. It came to me, and I don't know. I don't know how to pursue that. Like, it would be amazing,
Yeah.
I guess, to get money just to take pictures,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't even know how to get to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like, I guess
Yeah.
if it was something I really, really wanted to do, then I put all of my energy into it, then I would be able to figure it
Yeah.
out. But
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because you could totally do it. I'm sure you know this because of your pictures.
there's just like it's so diluted. I don't, I don't want to give excuses. I have not done any research or any actions to do anything. I did a second page just for fashion, and I don't even keep up with it. So
She's like,
I'm
shut
not
up,
gonna
Sharon.
lie. Let me stop giving excuses. I should try harder.
she, she just totally checked
Yeah,
herself.
I
I
was
think.
like, people get on negativity. I didn't do anything.
Right, right. I mean, so and the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I laughed the other day. Again, it's so ironic the way things worked out. But I laughed the other day with my sister. My sister's much older than me, right? And she too is a plus size woman. And we laughed at how when I was a little girl, she would make me like pose all these awkward poses in the living room because she would dress me. I was like her little doll, right? Yeah, like, oh, okay, you're wearing this one, this shirt, this sneaker, this,
It's
that.
cute.
Okay,
It's
now
cute.
pose this way, look this way, like the whole night, right? And so, in thinking about that, and I'm like, I'm just reflecting on it. I'm like, I looked at all these pictures of when I was a little girl. And so I'm noticing like I was always like on the chubbier side. I was always like a plus size kid, right? And to be able to put this image out now to the world and to have these companies support that and to really embrace it, it's huge. So for me, it was kind of like, for you, Sharon did just laugh a little bit about my height because I don't know if you guys know this and you guys are going to see it, but Sharon is a beautiful, very tall woman.
I'm not very
So,
tall. I'm very
yeah,
I'm like average. I didn't know you're 4'11". That's so little. It's cute.
I'm short, so
Like,
you're definitely
you can't see any of that through the camera. That's so cute. Like now I
like
really, really want to meet you.
like I'm sure. So anybody's next tall next to me. But even for that, it's like you're tall, right? And so you are a plus size woman. So growing up, is that something that like it's always been your image? It's always been, something you've had, and how is it different, or is it the same of how you dealt with it growing up, being a
Oh
curvy
yeah.
child, a curvy little girl, to where you are today?
Yeah, I think growing up it was definitely different. I think now they have all that cyberbullying, and I grew up in the Heights, so it was just in your face, and
Mm,
I struggled with that. I also had I was Pentecostal, so I wore skirts the whole time, and so that was another like even in the winter time, and they would be like, "Why are you wearing skirts?"
mm,
So
mm,
that, and then I had eczema, and it would like be all over my arm. So there was just a lot. I don't know. I felt like it would never like made such an impact on me where I had to like cry or take any action. Like it just people are, I don't know, people are gonna talk. People
Mhm.
are gonna
Mhm.
say something. If you're gonna give them that power to let you feel any kind of way, then you know you're giving too much of yourself away. And people are always gonna say something. It doesn't matter like how you look. You can be perfect. They'll be like, she thinks she's all that. Like
Mm.
no matter what, they're gonna say something. Or you're skinny, just skinny. You got a nice body. It's fake. Like they're always gonna have something to
Yeah.
say. So it's just like, you gotta find the happiness and the peace within you. Of course, it's not gonna be always. There's times where I'm just, oh, I wish this, I wish that. But overall, like I thank God for everything. Like I thank God for my body being able to uh, for me being able to walk. Like I walked from the Bronx to 57th Street the other day, and I'm just like, I thank God that I have the ability to do that, the agility to do it, and the respiratory system, and that my body works for me. And then I also got a positive antibody test back in June, and yeah, like I had a fever for 2 days, but I thank God that the body that I have, that I may criticize at time, or people may not see it as perfect. Yeah, this is the same body that got me through that. When other people pass away, they may have been in your eyes perfect. Like, so think about the things that are positive, and it's the same thing. The way that you exude confidence, the way that you perceive yourself, more than likely is the way that people will begin to perceive you. So if you're constantly just talking yourself down, or you're just like, oh, then people are going to view you as that. And it's just like,
Mhm.
you are here for you, other than mothers with their children. You are born with yourself, you die with yourself, and you have to be your biggest cheerleader. You don't have to wait for anyone to do it for you, because they may be there for you one day and they may be gone, and you don't want to be shattered by it. Like, and so I don't know. I also did not have the greatest time growing up with my parents, and I had to learn to take care of myself. And it was just like, it's me against the world. And, if you want to be in it, then this is the way that it needs to be. I can't, I don't know. I never looked for anyone to validate me or comfort me or take care of me. No, it was just, it's going to be me. And I'm going to do a good job at it. Surprise.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 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 I love that you said about the confidence piece where, you have to be your own cheerleader, right? Be your number one fan.
Yeah.
And it goes with the whole concept of loving yourself and embracing yourself just the way you are, right?
Yeah.
When you did the campaign, and of course it's a dope ass opportunity, and I would fucking do it too. But like, were you nervous at what the feedback would be like? Were you nervous that you knew like the platform Foot Locker was?
Well, I wasn't nervous. It was just very different. Like, it's so crazy because, of course, we take pictures with our phone all the time. It was very different to have a photographer taking pictures. And, like, I guess with the phones, you kind of just, you'd be like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. Or like, I can delete it. And this, not like, you don't get to pick your pictures. You do not see how you're looking. It's not, the pictures also are, the phone cover a lot. We use a lot of filters sometimes. It was just like, she had like the only camera, it was a real camera, and it was taking these pictures. And that pose that you did, that's the pose you did. You go on to the next pose, and nobody's like, oh, like you didn't raise your head right. Like so it was just like as real as it gets. So when I saw the picture, like
Mm-hmm.
some of them wasn't as happy as I would be with the ones that I picked, because you take a bunch of pictures and then you pick the one that you look best in, and that's the one you
Mm-hmm.
post. With this one, it was just really real, and like, we did this, and there's another person with you. You also have to be like, where are you showing the clothes? How are you standing? Like, are you standing away to show your face or to show the shirt? You're showing the shirt. So, it's like the whole time, it's just like, if you like to do like this, you're like, nope, because you got to show the logo right here.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that,
Mm-hmm.
that it was a little bit different. And then, I usually have my friends, they'd be like, oh, put your neck up, put your chin up.
So I'm glad you're mentioning that, because it's actually something I want to dive into with Double or Nothing in that segment. And I'm glad you said that. Because I'm actually going to share a little something that I did.
Okay.
But I'm glad that you said that. One more question with fall is here, winter's coming real soon. And one of the things you also said is just the embracing the body, right? But we did just talk about like going to the gym wearing the mask or things like that, right? That saying, summer bodies are made in the winter. Like this mask shit is like really getting to me. You know, I just did it this week. It is what it is. I'm gonna keep doing it because I'm gonna keep going. But do you feel that because I now that I'm in the gym and now that I've been on this weight loss journey, I kind of don't feel like, summer bodies are only made in the winter, right? I
I
feel like
see
there's
all the time. Yeah,
exactly.
because then you're just gonna go back to square one.
Exactly. And I want to notate you killed it. I saw you. You was posting some videos of yourself working out and
Yeah,
trying
but that's
and
like I have like I'll go through weeks where I'm just like really doing it and I'll diet and I'll cook and then there's just weeks of just me sitting on the couch and eating and drinking and so I don't know, it's just a balance. Like sometimes I look and I'm just
yeah.
yo, that's the number you hit? Nah, come on. So then I'll be like, oh, I gotta go back to working out. And then I feel bad about it. And then it's like for me, it's always been up and down. I've gone,
Hmm.
I'm like at my highest right now, and I've been like 50 pounds lower, which was the lowest, and in between, up and down, up and down. But it's also like I'm not consistent, and I love to eat. Like I don't know. I just not even with the people that do like the sleeve or the gastric bypass. I don't know if I want it because I want to eat because I
Oh,
love it. It's part of my like I love it. It's part of my life. I guess I would prefer to work out and eat than to get gastric
mhm.
bypass. Like I don't have to be skinny. I just want my food.
Well, and let me be honest, and I love that you brought it up. I actually worked for that department many years ago in
Oh
my
yeah.
career. Yes. And I used to think it was always like an easy way out. And
Mm.
the amount
It's
of
hard.
work that it's
So
so
hard
hard.
at the end of the day.
Oh,
And even when you do it, even when you do either, you do it regular or you do that, it's not nothing's guaranteed.
nothing. Absolutely not. I saw it with a lot of my patients then. I felt so terrible for some of them and the struggle that it was, the journey, even post op. It was so hard for them. I felt so terrible. And I have to agree with you. I've lost a total of 56 pounds. And
Oh,
yes,
we don't
yeah.
have to talk. You don't have to tell me something you did.
I did. And let me tell you, like, it's been hard, especially with the quarantine and the pandemic. It's been hard to keep up. I was doing definitely virtual workouts. Then I started doing the workouts in the park. And now we're trying to find a schedule, like a rhythm with my trainer. We have like a whole group, a whole team, right? Like we motivate each other, we partner up, we're buddies. Because to your point, my trainer knows this and I know he listens to this and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love to drink. I love to drink my wine. I love to eat. We love to eat, right? By we I mean me and my friends. Like, oh my God.
It's
Don't
like
give
part
me
of the like my friendship with people sometimes. Like I
yes.
want you
Oh
to want
my
to eat the same way I want to eat.
yes. Like we have generally we like the same shit.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy that my son is gonna get his confirmation done in a week, and his godmother I've chosen my best friend of 20 plus years,
Wow.
and so I'm thinking like, oh, what are we gonna? I'm gonna cater food, right? So as soon as we come out, we just come home. We're just gonna eat. It's just gonna be a really really small gathering, COVID or whatever. And she's like, yeah. So I'm like, I asked my son, what do you want to eat? And he's like, I'm cool with tacos. So I'm like, oh, you just stole your titi's heart because my best friend give that woman an entire bowl of guacamole with some chips, and she's the happiest woman
Mexican
alive.
man.
Ooh, Mexican food, like
Yeah.
that's her
You live in the
thing.
Bronx. You've been to Seis Vecinos?
Yes, I have.
I
Yes,
went there yesterday, and I was just like, this is my second time, and I was like, I'm in love again. Like,
yes.
why is it so?
It's too good. It's too good. It's too good. So I ordered Mexican the other day, and I confessed this on a previous episode that it was only 3 years ago that I tried enchiladas for the first time ever.
Yeah,
I never tried it. And
that's
like
crazy.
it's one of my new things. So
All of it. I like all Mexican dishes. They're just so good.
so good, so delicious. Shout out to the Mexican cuisine because
Yeah.
it's so good. But I feel you on that. And for me, it's kind of like, when I went to the gym, my trainer was there, and my trainer he just looked at me. He's like, I've been observing, I've been watching, I keep my eye out. He keeps his eye on all of us, right? And he's like, I'm still proud of you. He's like, you still maintained, you still tried. I
Yeah.
see you. Your body's still transforming. One of the things that I had to face when I went into the weight loss journey was, to your point, did I want to be skinny? Because I never thought I
It's been
wanted
part of
to.
your life for a while. It's just like, that's what kind of like I'm known for. I'm like,
And I don't want it, and I don't. So the way we set up my journey and what would work for me
mm-hmm.
was knowing what transformation my body will take into. knowing how I look my best,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because there are those people, like you said, oh my God, you're too skinny. Some people will get scrutinized for looking too skinny.
Yeah.
And so for some bodies, it
They'll
just
be like,
doesn't look
"Was
right.
she
The look,
sick?"
right. You get
Yeah.
judged. Oh my God,
No
she's sick.
matter
She must
what,
be
you're
ill.
gonna
Something
get
happened.
judged. Just like,
Right. Right. So when he told me that, I said, okay, fine. Because I've been very hard on myself, extremely hard on myself. Girl, I gained 5 little pounds.
okay, that's not
And
bad.
no, you don't understand. I was like punishing myself. I felt like I gained 25.
Wow.
I was like, I'm not eating shit. I'm only
Well,
drinking.
that fit.
There
This
was
is amazing.
it was bad. It was bad. No, but it was bad because then you know what? You're not eating right. And you're supposed to eat. Your body still needs to eat. Your body still needs to feel strong. You still need to feel your body when you're working out. So I found myself working out and then I found myself getting way too weak and feeling like I was going to pass out.
Uh,
And,
yeah, and then that
so
affects
that,
your workouts. That's why I feel like sometimes, like even and maybe you feel differently, but even like if I go really hard, then I'm so sore and like my joints start to hurt, and then it deters me from wanting to work out the next 2 days. And then if I don't work out the next 2 days, then I'm like, I haven't done it, and then I stop. So it's just like you have to learn your body. Like if I do something, like sometimes I do what is the PRX, and he has
mm-hmm.
these like Fridays, and I love it because when you're there, it's so energetic. But my knees, maybe it's my age, because afterwards I'm just like, oh, I can't do anything. Like, no, my knees are not working, and I need them to recover. And so then I take off. And then once I take off, forget about it. A month later, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta work out. So so I'd rather just keep my cardio and do the weights I can, and push my body to a certain limit where I'm not in super pain, so that I can continue. But other people may go differently.
I dare to ask, since we're talking about how well we exude our confidence, because we're very confident women, but we're also very raw with the information here. How young are we, Sharon? Because I think we're the same age. Okay, so I'm gonna be 35 in November.
1985? Yeah, you're a Scorpio. Oh, we
Yeah,
said this last time. Yeah, you're a Scorpio. Yeah, it's perfect. Like, we would
Scorpio.
be best friends. Like, all my
Yeah.
friends are Scorpios. Like, all of them. Like, it's crazy. Throughout my whole life, it would be like, you're a Scorpio. Oh, we're going to be best friends.
Oh my God, a very quick plug. Like, do we want to wish them an early happy birthday? Like,
Yeah.
go
Happy
ahead.
birthday. Let me get everybody. Jazzy coming up on the 30th. Jesse on the 15th. Alex, my best friend, on the 19th. And I'm telling you, all of them have anyone I meet. If they're a Scorpio, then we're best friends. That's how it is.
Yo, shout out to Alex on the 19th because I'm the 18th.
Oh, right there.
The 18 right there, right there. So I ask about how young are we because my knees were very good back when I was like 30 still. 31, 32.
I blew my back. Do you even know what that means? I didn't know what it meant till this year. I
Really?
went to bend down to get something, and it was like a little explosion in the bottom of my back. Pain shot out through everywhere. Yes, and then it was there for like 3 days. Like I couldn't even like sit on the toilet. Like that has never happened. I was like, oh, hello, welcome 35. Yeah.
I have a bone to pick with 35. I really do.
Already, you're not even 35 yet.
I'm not even 35 yet. You're literally like the fourth or fifth person I know that like hit 35 and some shit happened to their back.
No, like, can you imagine that you've been down? I've been down on normal because I've been bending down for the last 35 years. And it was like, oh, never has something like that happen to me. And like and it's just not like your back. Like it affects, I guess it's like, the spine. So it affected like my thighs a lot. And like I couldn't make like this movement. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? And then people are like, you're old.
Oh shit. See, no. 35 better treat me right.
I don't bend down like that. Every time I bend down now, I'm like, am I gonna be okay? Will I live?
Sharon's like, how do I get back up now?
Slowly now.
Count 10. That's gonna be my life now. I gotta count a countdown to get back up. Lord Jesus. I'm glad we were able to cover, the whole piece of, just you being able to where you are today as a plus size woman because I've in the exuding the confidence, right? Because like I said, it's something that I saw in your pictures. And so I'm a firm believer that everybody has a story, right? And so even growing up as a kid, right, you deal with so many different shits. And one of them being, when you're like a plus size kid, I got the bullied. And so thank you for mentioning cyberbullying. For those who don't know, this movement against cyberbullying, this movement against bullying, that's actually the month of October. It actually is. I learned this from a previous job where I used to be a huge advocate for it at that platform. And one of those,
like we're not living it, but like for children and students and people who are like teenagers, like it's out to the world. Like it doesn't even stop. Like we were in class, there'll be people here in class. It would be
yeah,
like everyone in the world can see this. This is crazy.
yeah,
That,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. And I feel like there's still so much stigma surrounding the whole, oh, there's actually a plus size model. Oh, there's actually someone who looks
no, they say
different.
even to like if you look at Ashley Stewart's and like even the big models, like there'll still be people that comment and say like you're what is it, promoting an unhealthy lifestyle. Might
Mm-hmm.
be like you see what they're working out, you're like, nobody's gonna be happy. And they're probably not happy with their success as a plus size.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. And the point to this segment was definitely the whole point of, confidence is it's not that confidence has a look, it's what you make confidence look
Mm-hmm.
like. It's how you make being confident look like. It's when you enter that room, and like again, I've never met Sharon face to face. I've never seen her like walk into a room, but it was just something about your pictures and the way you posed that it just exuded, and it was just like, you know what, like this is somebody who's real. It's not just like a plus size model, because you do see those comments, you do. And one of the things to me was like, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw your pictures, I was like, I'm gonna go see these fucking comments and I'm gonna see if anybody was shady as fuck, because I'm one of those, like I'll be like, F you, like
Oh yeah,
hashtag
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. Don't come for us. Like
don't
we're
go
a
for us.
gang. Plus size.
Plus size curvy girl, like that's what the fuck
You
we
know
are.
what? So you said something earlier. You said something about your sister. So I think it's also that like I feel like you had an upbringing where like in your home you weren't being like shut down for the size. Like if anything, it may be different, but you had someone that even though you were a little chubby was getting you dressed and was telling you like let's take pictures, and like that makes a difference. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you have like people just bringing you down from when you're young, I think
Mm-hmm.
it can be detrimental. And like for you to have your sister and your sister be like, no, like I'm your cheerleader, you're gonna believe in yourself and do little things like that, which probably, didn't mean so much to you then, but probably build your character,
It
And so
did.
it's like that's amazing.
Yeah,
Like
it
so
did. It did. No, it did. And it's like one of the things I tell her now, I'm like, oh, come work out with me. Because at the end of the day, we're plus size women, right? So it doesn't matter. You're going to lose weight. You're still going to have thick thighs, a big butt.
mhm,
We're still going to have arms. Like, we're still going to have our big boobs. Like, but my concern is always on, we're able to be, when they say, oh, you're promoting unhealthy, F you. Because I could go get my physical next week.
mhm,
You will see my numbers, and my numbers are
yep.
perfectly fine. So when
Every time
people
I go
say
to,
that,
I'd be like, oh, everything's good. I'm like, oh, well,
yes,
continue.
yes. Yes, and come on, like there's a whole picture to what healthy living is, and
Yeah.
just because I am overweight, and listen, overweight it is a factor, but with all due respect, there are plenty of people who are very very thin and who still have ailments, who still in their own skinny bodies, they still have conditions and they're still having their battles and their struggles.
Yeah.
So it's not a guarantee in not being a plus size person that you're gonna be 1,000%
All of it,
healthy.
it has to be a balance in all of it. Like it's just like
Right.
if you cut out everything I love to eat and I were skinny, I probably would just not be as happy. Like I love my food. Like so I can't imagine that I would be happy because I'm thinner, but I haven't ate like fajitas for a year. Like no, I need my fajitas. Like that's crazy. No, I'm not
I
willing to
hear
give them
that.
up. I can stay the size and continue to have my fajitas and
I hear
maybe that's
that.
wrong with it and be that. Now, if it somehow affects my health and I need to change certain things, then we can do that
Mhm.
with moderation.
Let me tell in moderation it is. It started for me, and I'll just give Sharon these two little pointers. It started for me. I decided to practice Lent 1 year
Mm.
for 40 days, and I did
But
not
then you
eat
give up.
rice or bread. Rice or bread. And those are my two vices. Oh, bread?
They just give
Bread?
up. Right?
What?
Right? I
What?
know.
Rice?
No, I don't. I'm telling you, I don't like sweets or like junk food or like fried food, but like chicken, rice, and beans, I can eat what you
Oh,
do.
oh,
I
oh,
know. But let
no.
me ask you another question. I don't have any
Yeah.
kids, but I feel like I wasn't introduced to like a healthy lifestyle or like any healthy food early on. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like when I have kids, I want to make the introduction earlier. I feel like my eating habits and a lot of my discipline, lack of discipline, is because I did not have that early on. Like I didn't
Mm-hmm.
eat like any vegetables at all, and it was okay with my parents until I was like 20 something. I never had a salad until I was like 20 something, and then I was like, oh, like I actually like these things, but I was never able to explore them. Mind you, like I was a
Mm-hmm.
very difficult kid and would not accept anything that I didn't want, but it was never even like put on my plate.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like sometimes when it comes to a lot of minorities, especially Spanish people,
Yeah.
what we are accustomed to do is like, here's a bunch of rice, fill up on that with some fried chicken and the beans, you know? And so it just makes it so that like that's what you crave, that's what you're used to. And it's just like, really, like if you don't have rice, it feels like, well, am I having dinner? Like, because I need that side. So
Right.
but I feel like if or when I have kids, I do want to implement a different kind of like healthy living lifestyle for them because I didn't have that and I think it will make a difference. And if they choose to eat crap when they're older, then whatever. But how
Yeah.
is it with your kid?
So my kid is actually considered still plus size, but for him it's because of the medication that he took early on for being an asthmatic child. So steroids definitely had a part in that. But one of the things I always knew with him is, and so going back historically, and of course being relevant to being plus size and our genetics, right?
Mm-hmm.
My mom had gestational diabetes when she was pregnant with me. And so I always knew that was a risk for me when I was pregnant with my child. And lo and behold, I had too many very high sweet fruits, thinking that I was eating very healthy.
Oh my
And
God, the fruits?
the fruits. So, like pineapples and mangoes.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my God. Yes. And I triggered gestational diabetes on myself.
Wow. And you know
And
why I didn't know it
so,
was hereditary? Because my mom had it for the pregnancies after me, and she had it
mhm.
every time. And I never even thought about that until now. And I'm like, oh, like that may be an issue for me too.
Yeah, so like it was never told to me it's hereditary because they don't like to say that, but a lot of people that I know, it
Yeah,
happens to
it
them.
happens.
It
It happens to their
happens.
parents. Yeah,
And it happens to their
yeah.
parents, right?
And
And so,
you're living
yeah,
proof.
yeah. And so with Marcus, what I decided to do with him was from the beginning, I didn't want him to have soda. Marcus did not learn how to have soda until he was like maybe 10. He's not a kid who likes soda. He loves water. He'll drink his juices. He has had juices, but since day one, I taught him how to drink water, and he will always prefer water.
Yeah,
He does have general fruits. He likes his fruits. He is a kid who will incorporate fruits and vegetables in smoothies because he doesn't favor having like salads or things like that. When he sees me having a salad, he'll be like, all right, I'll taste it. Let me taste it. And
yeah.
like he'll taste it and he'll eat it. But for veggies, girl, it's been such a journey with that. So one of the things that I did luck out with him, my mom loves making soups since day one. She's always taking care of him. So in the soups, she will load up on the vegetables, and that's where he would eat them in the soups because he
Oh
loves soups.
yeah. And the Lipton.
That's how we were, yes, in the liquid. And so like that's how we were able to like get some nutrients in him. And so where I'm in luck right now as a teenager, he has been practicing soccer throughout the years. And so now it's funny, we actually went to a high school tour today, and he's very interested in soccer. And so he spoke to the coach, and the coach is like, it has a lot to do with your diet. So you can eat what you want, but you always have to remember you have to incorporate vegetables and fruits. And it was
Yeah,
just like, oh yes. So it instantly was like, what he's telling you is you can always eat what you want to eat, and that's perfectly fine. Because you're gonna eat what you're gonna eat. And nobody's telling you to stop eating what you like to eat. Because I don't like making people feel like they're gonna get deprived. But you have to find the balance. You have to be
yeah.
able to
That's
incorporate
like
your
everything
vegetables.
is about a
Right.
balance in
Right.
life, you know.
Right. I would say for anybody though, any parent, because if I was to have another baby someday, I would definitely do this from jump. Like I would definitely not only teach the water early on, but I would probably really have a preference and a bigger portion as soon as they start to eat finger foods with the vegetables and the fruits.
Mm.
I will tell you this, my son, he may love his bread, but my son doesn't touch rice at all.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like sometimes it's just like, oh, especially like if I go on vacation and I come back and of course I got like caridad and I stay, yeah, right next to me. And like it doesn't matter where I go, like even if I go to Puerto Rico and they got like Spanish food, when I come back from any vacation and I'm just like, oh, like I'm home and like what I want is just like, oh my God, I want my big chicken with the rice and beans. Like it's just so crazy. Like it's like we've become so like conditioned and accustomed to it. Like it has, and
Mm-hmm.
like even like my grandmother, when she was alive, like she'll be like, "Come to my house." Be like, "Oh, I don't know, I got things to do. I'm hanging out with my friends." She'll be like, "I'll make you the moro. Like, I'll make you the moro. Like, come over." And I'll be like, "I'm just gonna make the
Oh,
moro. I gotta go,"
say.
you know. So it's just like it's been part of our lifestyles for so long, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say definitely just like, and honestly, like kids are curious. They're so nosy when they're babies, especially. So like trick them into that shit. Like
Yeah.
just make them think, oh, that's a strawberry. No, it's really a
That's
tomato.
true.
Like you're like, oh no, it tastes so good. Like, just trick the shit out of
The
them and
French
they'll
fry is a
fucking eat
string
it.
bean.
It's a string bean, right? It's green. It's a green French fry. Like just do it that way and I'm sure it's gonna work out. Trust
Yeah.
me. Like if I have another baby, which it is my hope to someday, considering I find my next husband, I'll have another child and I plan to do all of that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, let's see if I figure it out.
But I don't know when I feel like, oh my God, like I gotta do it like this year or next year. Like I don't have a lot of time. Like it's so scary.
You want to
Like
jump
I
right
think you have
in?
your child. Like I'd be like I've never been pregnant, and I'm like, I think it's like it has to happen. Like because it may never happen if it doesn't happen within the next 2 years.
It's gonna happen.
Oh, it's so scary.
Girl, I know people who got pregnant the night of their wedding.
Yeah. Okay.
So just be that ready, just in case, because it happens. It does. We're gonna.
But it's like so scary because I feel like they never have to feel that as men. Like they'll be like, oh, whatever. I can't get
They don't know shit. No offense to your fiance. I'm sure he's great, but they don't know shit. I swear they don't know nothing.
Not for me.
We're
got 20 years.
We're gonna segue into the double or nothing segment. This is where we keep it raw on another dose.
Yeah.
And so you did mention a little something
Mm-hmm.
during the first segment about, when your friends tell you, oh, lower your neck, pick up your neck, or things like that, right, with the posing. And so I want to just dive into this just a tiny little bit because keeping it raw, I just had a photo shoot. I did a photo shoot in the middle of my living room, okay, with my friend who's a photographer. And I did it because I'm working on a project. What happened?
Was it nude?
No, girl, that's in a few weeks. I'm going to do a boudoir for in celebration of my 35th. I'm going to do one.
Okay.
So I'm working on that one. But this one is for a project that I'm working on, right? And I'm not going to announce it to my listeners because they're going to see when the project launches. It's going to be like a revamp.
Like it's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a surprise.
Yeah, it's going to be a surprise. But let me tell you, because you mentioned it before. It's so different to take selfies from when a photographer tells you.
Is this so much pressure?
Oh my God! These
and
are
you can't see it. You can see it right away. They'd be like, "Let me see," and like, "Oh, let me fix that." No, that's not how it is. You're like,
no,
oh, that's it. That's the picture you're gonna get.
It's so different. It's so much pressure.
Yeah.
Like I got my makeup done. Shout out to Sam, my photographer. Shout out to Becky. Like my bitches were here too. They were just being, hype women. Shout out to Tina and Nicole. Like, and they were like, "All right, Daisy, all right." And it's like you get in a vibe. You do. But it's different. It's so different. And so for me being now on a platform, right? And, as a public figure, having a platform, having a show, a podcast show, and testing out other endeavors recently. And even for you, for someone who did an actual campaign. And I know the vibe for that campaign was to look very, this is a lifestyle. This is very natural, but it's still a pressure, right? Yeah. Would you say you had any tips for anybody? Because I know some of my listeners are in their creative scene, in their creative content. And, it's one thing to take selfies. Let me say that. I'm going to say it. Let me say it again. It's one thing to take selfies and have a whole ass photo shoot in the room because I have a bunch of bedroom photo shoots all by myself. But it's different.
It's amazing, right? Yeah, I know.
I do. My lashes look fire, but it's different. Like, do you have any tips on that? Having been through an experience of an actual campaign?
Yeah, like for me, I practice in the mirror, like what I want it to look like, so that's what I do when I'm actually in person. I think even like for smiles, like this is the way I smile. But if I'm taking a picture, like you're not gonna see the gums. Like I know how to lower it. I'm not playing. Like I know how to like fix my eyes. Like even my nose. You see how I got smaller?
Yeah.
Like, I know how to like make it so that like I'm not showing my gums. My nose is smaller and my eyes are a little chunkier. Like you have to go in the mirror and be like, how can I do this? How can I perfect it? That's how I'm gonna take pictures. My shoulders are big. I bring them back. Like, and you have to be like in the mirror, like what's gonna work for me, and that's how I'm gonna do it. And then when you're actually there, don't be afraid to do it. Like everybody else is gonna look good in the picture and you're not. No, I'm gonna look good and I'm gonna do everything that I said I was gonna do. I'm not gonna show my gums. I'm gonna make my nose smaller and I'm gonna throw my shoulders back so they could. And if I have a sleeveless, you don't even see my arms at all because my arms. Oh, and for big girls, this is the other one. If you're taking a picture in a group, don't be in the end. Be in the middle. Let them cover your shoulders. I mean, like if you skinny girls don't go to the end with your shoulder, I'm not gonna be in the end like this with my big arm there. No, I'm being right here and somewhere in between people. You could cover my shoulders. I'm not gonna be there. And we'll have a little fight about it, but be skinny and be in the end.
I hear you. Okay, y'all heard. Yo, Sharon just dropped another set of gems for us.
I know I have this. I'm like, oh, like this. Like I have my hair back, and I keep thinking like, bring your hair out. Like you like it better like that. But it's like my custom because it feels better, and I get more hair, and I'm like, this is how I like it better, you know. And like here, let's see. You see my collarbone?
Yeah.
And so if I take a picture, it'll be collarbone. Regular, I don't have any.
I just want you to know
Like,
I'm gonna ask Sharon how much is her console fee
console
before my
fee.
next shoe because I'm going to learn the trick on my nose and that collarbone. She literally just made that collarbone pop.
And then it will
okay.
there. Yeah.
There was a whole
highlight
pop
on it, like so I'll pop it out, right?
Yeah.
Like that. And then I'll put highlight here so that you can kind of see it more on pictures.
I'm like my jaw drops, like my mouth is open. I'm having a hard time closing it right now. Like this is like
you gotta work. It's not gonna be for everyone. Like for me, it's just like I have bigger shoulders and I don't have any breasts. So if I have breasts, I would probably have to do things differently. Like so, you have to be in the mirror and be like, "This is how I want to look," right? And then when you're out there, like really do it. And once you put it into practice, then it's gonna work for you. I feel like people are like, "Oh, I don't want to take a picture because I don't want to look like that," and I'm like, "But then you'll look stupid in the picture." So do it good. Yeah, like you're so worried about the time where you're taking a picture and what people are thinking. The picture's gonna be forever. The people that you're seeing are gonna be gone. You're never gonna see them again. Bye.
I just want to give a shout out to Sharon because another thing that we didn't notate, she gave a shout out to her Scorpio friends, and I know we shine light on Scorpio, but Sharon is a Cancer. She's a whole ass water sign, okay? Yeah. And so that's that water sign vibe. I'm a firm believer in water signs because I'm one of them, and I like that honesty. I love that upfront. Like,
oh yeah, it's so hard. Like sometimes, but it's like my best part and the worst part. I feel like people become really close to me because of it, but then people also leave my life because of it because it's sometimes becomes so much, and I love hard, and then I'll be like, don't let that nigga do that to you. And they'll be like, oh, like you had something to say. I am gonna have something to say. And it's like if I love you, I'm always gonna have something to say. And then people are like, oh, you were being judgy. And I'm just like, being stupid. And so then they'll be like, I'm not gonna be your friend anymore. I'll be like, oh, but you're still gonna be with him? Yo, so this is like, I'm telling you, like it was like my mouth is and just like how truthful I am. It's just like the best thing. It brings people to me. They just feel like so comfortable and like I'm being so real, and then they be there like, oh, you're too much.
Listen, I'm with the shits on that.
I'll moderate like who I am, and I want to grow as a person. I don't want to be like disrespectful. Maybe there's different ways for me to say things, and my delivery has to be different, and I'll work on it. But overall, like the way I feel, I don't want to modify for anyone. And if you can't accept it, then we don't have to have a relationship.
Yeah. And I feel like, in all honesty, just in getting to talk to you now, and just again, I think that just co-signs exactly what you exude and exactly who you are, and it's so natural. And I think that's exactly what it is, and why it wasn't just a set of pictures. And even if you guys, because you're gonna let my listeners know at the end of the show where they can find you, where they could go see these flawless pictures, because because for me it's just like, perception is everything, right? And there's so many people out there who could such a good job and be so pretentious, but then there's just some of us who can't. Like, you get what you get, you see what you see. This is who I am, and that's that. And I think that goes so aligned with just who we are and how we carry ourselves, and just our personalities and our characteristics, and people who fuck with us and people who don't.
Well, that's how Scorpios are too. It's like, oh, the real is the real. So yeah, y'all can get mad.
Mad we do. It's terrible. It's terrible. Not even my therapist, shout out to Terry, can help me with that shit. I'm just saying. Terry still hasn't figured that shit out. We're gonna segue into my last segment, which is called OverDose. And this is where we go on a quick raw rant of all the shit we are pissed off at, or which is completely over. And so before I give a taste of what my shit is about, I wanted to know if there was anything you wanted to get off your chest.
Well, I already said it, like 2020, shitted on my fucking wedding. So that is the thing I'm most upset about. And other than that, I don't know. I'm chilling, pretty happy.
Okay.
But that was definitely, and like anytime anyone asks me about it, I'll be like, oh, I gotta say the story again. And they're like, well, when are you gonna change it? And I'll be there like, I don't know. It's not over. COVID's still here. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you could change it to March. And I'm like, you know what? We're in October and we're now peaking again. No, I don't know what's gonna happen. Why even start that shit? So that
Yeah,
has
I
been
feel you.
just like the most upsetting thing this year. And being working from home, the refrigerator, the bed, and the TV are too close to me. They need to get away from. Like I need to go back to work so that I can be like, this is the computer. This is what you. That refrigerator, if it doesn't get away from me, I try not. I don't
Girl,
even buy groceries. I'm like, I'm not gonna put anything in there. But then I'll be on Grubhub, and now they got the extra fees.
I
So.
know. Well, not even Uber, like Uber Eats, yo, they be giving me
Like,
so many rewards. And so there's no delivery fee. There's no
no, I don't even. I don't use Uber Eats. I use Grubhub. Maybe I should start using it because I need something. Like the
Oh,
day
they
I
like to give.
ordered, it was like $43, like for
Girl,
breakfast.
no.
And then my fiance like, that's crazy.
Oh no. Oh no, no, no.
I
No, no,
really
no. I
wanted it. I
can't.
got it.
All right, so I'm gonna ask my listeners. We're gonna manifest and we're gonna uplift this wedding to happen, and we need COVID to calm the fuck down. All right, that's what we're gonna do because our girl Sharon is over the shit. Okay, I wanted to get something very brief off my chest. Okay, listen. I don't expect any company to be perfect. I know sometimes we hit or we miss. Okay, I am actually wearing a top from FashionNova Curve.
Okay,
Okay,
it looks really
and
cute.
I thank
I
you,
love it.
thank you. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wear it because it goes with what I'm over. And so this is what pandemic has done to me. Okay, because I was doing nothing but working from home. And the fridge was there, and my bed was there. The computer was in front of me the whole fucking time. And so I did a lot of online shopping, right?
Yeah.
And I love my Fashion Nova Curve. I love Shein. You know, the prices are good, and I got a lot of shit. But here's my issue. Okay, I have an issue when I feel deceived. Okay, and I felt slightly deceived lately when I made a whole big purchase. I ordered my size, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I very respectfully for Fashion Nova, I still wear a 1X, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There's some other brands where I could pull off an extra large,
Mm-hmm.
but I wear a 1X. Everything fit. Everything was perfect. Fantastic. So here I go on another fucking shopping spree. And I order 1Xs. And out of the 5 fucking items, one of them, just one of them fit, and the rest didn't. And so I'm just pissed off because I felt like my hopes were up. I like the shit I picked out.
And they're
Okay.
like, we're gonna be brand new.
Right. And so it just still pisses me off. Like, and no shade to Fashion Nova because I still love your shit and I'm still gonna shop there. But fuck, like, can we get it right? Like, not all the materials are the same,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like, be truthful to what the disclaimer
yeah.
says,
Mm-hmm.
shop a little higher size, like I read the reviews, I read the comments. Like, I do this for a reason, because I don't have time to go to the post office and return shit. I just don't. I'm tired. I'm exhausted
Yes.
to have to line up. I owe
Yeah, Fashion
people
Nova, it doesn't
packages.
matter. You're not even gonna get your money back for Fashion Nova. So it's like you're gonna
You
get credit for
don't.
what? For Fashion Nova credit.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah,
it. And I cannot tell you how many. First of all, there was this really beautiful dress.
they
It
have
was
hot shit.
floral. It was gorgeous.
They
It
do have
was
hot shit. They
beautiful.
know. They know it. That's what they do. Whatever they want.
Sharon, not even one tit fitted in. Not one. Not and I have two. And
Uh,
they're
listen,
they're a little big.
I don't know. For Fashion Nova, for me, as like I've had maybe like 2 things that were okay. For Shein, it's just like I go on Shein. The return policy is open. If I don't like it, I can send it back. The reviews are crazy. There's like 300 reviews per item. You can find the person that looks just like you, right? You can see how much they weigh, what their height is, what size they got. Like, and then I'll show you things that are similar right away. So for me, it's just like I advocate if you're not doing like something super fancy, just go on Shein, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like they've set it up in a way where it's like a community. Like for me, it's like I love shopping there because it's just like you read through everything. They even like some of them even put their pages. You go and check and see like how it looked for them that day. And it's just so much easier. Like I find whoever looks just like me, and I'm just like, how much you weigh? Oh, okay. That's what you want? That's how it
Mm-hmm.
fit you? I want a little tighter, so I'm gonna go here. And it's just more honest. With Fashion Nova, it's like they don't even tell you what size the model's wearing. Like for Shein, you go in there and they'll be like, the model was wearing this and this and that. And you can tell like some of them are not even a 1X. Some of them are like, yeah, plus size, but they're like a size 8. They're really like an extra large, large. And you'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that was pretty
Mm-hmm.
big on her. Like maybe I can fit that. But then Fashion Nova has some hot ass shit that you would never find anywhere else. So
Like
you gotta
what is
take the
some hot ass
chances.
shit?
So I don't know.
I just want to be very upfront. It was totally for my boudoir photo shoot, and I was pissed that my fucking tits were not fitting. I was like, "What the fuck, Fashion Nova? Like, you killing my vibe. Like, I'm trying
I
to
was
get my
already
little
ready,
outfit."
mad hype. You know, you get mad excited tracking that package. Like, when's the package gonna get here?
Yes. Yes. And then I'm here like putting it on, and then like the fucking tit is like just bulging out. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
You said it would fit.
yeah,
Like, what the
yeah.
fuck? So I think I'm not gonna lie, I definitely started peeking into Shein for the lingerie because again, I want to do this photo shoot. It's not a secret. This definitely I've shared with
I'm
my
excited.
listeners.
Well, you know,
You
like if
know.
you want help, like that's what I did for a lot of times. So I'll do it.
Okay, so she
I'm so
offered. You gotta see
willing
my
to
face right
like do
now.
like a whole little outfit. That would be just exciting for me.
Okay, I am gonna take her up on that offer. I'm gonna tell her
Do it,
what
do
robes I
it, do it.
have
You
because
gotta
I
send me like things that you have an idea of what you want, and then
yeah.
I'll put some things together and send them to you and like in a cart.
Y'all, Sharon with the clutch and the gems
Mm,
today.
biggest fan.
Okay, I feel better.
Do it,
I'm done getting
do it.
over this shit. I was so pissed at Fashion Nova. I was so mad. I threw the fucking bag.
Oh,
I was
you're
like,
like,
Marcus, throw that shit out. He's like, but mama, if it doesn't fit, just return. I was like, I don't have time. I'm just gonna give it to Tina. That's
if it
it.
doesn't fit, you must have shipped.
I was texting my friend. I was like, yo, bitch, I have a whole fucking bodysuit there. The
I know.
titties ain't fit in, girl.
You just never know, and it's just like I guess to a certain point I understand too because it's just like for me, like if I buy certain things, if they have a preset kind of like boob size, and they'll be too big. So like anything that has like cups, I can't really
Mm-hmm.
do. The cups will be empty, you know. And then it's just like for certain of my friends that have like a lot bigger boobs, it's like they can't do the cups because they're too big. So it's just like
Right.
you have to like read the reviews and shop for things that will probably work with the body that you have and things that you've worn before. Which is
Mm-hmm.
like, but with Fashion Nova, it's like you get it, and it's just like, oh shit, like now I'm stuck with it. Like I said,
Right.
Poshmark now. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, and let me just put a little information out there to any of my listeners who are probably thinking, well, why don't you just go on a legit website or a legit company or something? Let me explain something to you.
Don't do it right.
When you are double D and up, okay, literally the price on a bra triples, doubles. Like it's disgusting. Honestly, it is. Like, and I've dealt with that for. I was always a Victoria's Secret fan, always, but I never knew how to pay anything less than $55 for a bra, ever.
Um,
And then I had friends who would go to Victoria's Secret and they would pay $20 for a bra. And it's like, how? Like, how is that even possible? So when you start realizing
yeah, the
that,
one I have, I paid $7 for, and it was like down the black at like El Mundo.
see what I mean? Like, so then I had to start finding different places that would actually carry my cup size, right? Because on top of that, like, I need the cup, I need the support because of my back be shot as
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
so
Exactly.
it's like,
Yeah, that's not fair though.
yeah, no, we get charged. I'm telling you, ask anybody, and anybody
But do they
who feels that
actually
way.
last? Like, let's say if you pay for it and it's 3 times the price, does it last you like a long time?
I mean, it does, but I'm also very careful with how I wash my bras. So
Okay.
I don't put them in the washing
Okay.
machine. I will wash my bras by
Yeah,
hand.
well,
I'm very careful because of the wires, because my bras are always more pricier than, the average person.
fair.
Even if I go to, like, I've even considered now lately, maybe I will subscribe to Savage Fenty. And yes, I love the outfits and the lingerie, but really it's because I see so many good reviews about the
Yeah.
bras. And so for that, with a subscription, maybe it might be a good deal where I can get a good bra with good support and it's cute. I might actually do it because, like, for me, it is like I need it for the support. Like, girl, I'm not getting any younger. This back is
I
clearly people's backs blow out by 35, so I'm on
You
my
got one
way.
month.
I got 30 days. I'm on my way.
I was like, what is the 18th? You got 1 month exactly.
Yes, 1 month exactly. The countdown begins. Yeah.
You better start. You better know. 3. All right.
Two. I'm gonna do the countdown I'm gonna do an Instagram
Yo,
countdown for
no,
the
that's just
birthday
no
and
joke. I'm telling you,
yo, it's
I don't
crazy.
wish it on you, but that shit, it was like mine. Like I was like, yo, am I okay? I'm about to die.
Clearly, it comes with the
Side
age.
effects of Corona. Back blows out.
Not Corona. All right. Would you like to tell my listeners where they can find you or follow you on any social media
Yeah.
platform?
So my page is Keeping Up with Sharon,
Mm-hmm.
and I have another page. I don't even know the name of it. Hold on.
It's all right.
Then my
I discovered
fashion
that I don't know.
page that I just put pictures of, not really my lifestyle, but just outfits. It's called
Mm-hmm.
A Little Extra 33.
Mm,
But if you want to keep up with my life, then it's Keeping Up with Sharon.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and I will tag those in the show description. You guys already know. Sharon, I want to thank you for coming on my show and chopping it up with me about this conversation, this topic, because it's something now more so than ever. It's very real to me. You know, I'm stepping into a platform that I think you've definitely had a little bit of more ins and outs of it and more exposure to. And, you know, again, and no shade to any model out there, but I like to talk to people who are real. I like to talk to people
I get
who
it.
who
And you
have
feel it
had
when you do it, right?
yeah,
Also,
yeah, yeah. So I appreciate you coming on my platform, sharing a little bit of insight on what that experience was like.
yeah.
And, you know, for my listeners too, I think sometimes I know I have some listeners who are stepping into that too. And so I think it's just important for them to know, like, don't be scared, keep your chin up, keep that confidence going and rock out.
Yes.
So
Well,
yeah.
I thank
Yeah.
you. I thank you for reaching out. And I am very proud of you for taking the step to do this podcast. I know when we started, I don't think you had even started yet. So I'm just very proud of you. And, you know, it's something that's needed. And you need to
Mhm.
find something that is going to be like your hobby and something that's going to make you happy and that you feel like you're making a difference in. So I'm also just very happy that you're doing this. And I'm very proud of you. And I wish you the best of luck. And I hope you get huge.
Thank you. Oh,
Yeah.
yay, guys. Y'all give a huge manifestation to Sharon one last time for her wedding day to
So
come and be
sorry.
so.
Let me go out. Let me go out with the mask. We promote the
Oh,
mask.
she's wait,
Mask
hold on,
and voting.
hold on,
This is what
because
I'm
now I'm
voting.
gonna do. I do ask my guests. I'm gonna do a boomerang. Okay,
Okay.
ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey, I love it. Thank you.
All right. It was nice
All
talking to
right,
you.
definitely. Thank you
Oh yeah, and,
so
and let's
much.
talk about the outfits that we're gonna do for that shoot.
Yeah, we will for sure. For sure. All right. So, my listeners, you guys already know this is another week, another episode on Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. I am your host, Miss D, and you guys will tune in next week. Bye. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And we are streaming on all platforms. Check us out on Apple and Spotify. And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Now, let's talk about it.